Hello and welcome. It is the 10th day of August 2022, and yes, it is another beautiful day to bring you the newspaper review here on TAF TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and thank you so much for joining me. So, looking at the papers with me today is someone who knows a thing or two about politics. That's Mr. Victory Etang. You're very much welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here today.
It feels good to have you. Okay, so first we shall be taking a look at the nation. Amongst the headlines in the nation, we have this one says, 5 suspects, 1 accomplice held over Owo Church attack. 5 suspects, 1 accomplice held over Owo Church attack. Okay, that's on the lower part of the Nation newspaper. And amongst the headlines in the Nation, this one says, I can sway Rivers voters, Wike boasts. I can sway Rivers voters, Wike boasts. Okay? Atiku not interested in genuine truths, say governor's men. All right, that's another interesting headline in the Nation newspaper.
Definitely is.
Another interesting one says, Nigeria can't afford another civil war, Buhari tells politicians. President preaches unity. Says Nigeria can't afford another civil war, Buhari tells politicians. President preaches unity. Okay, and on page 4 of the Nation we have FIRS demands 1 trillion naira tax remittance from MDAs. FIRS demands 1 trillion naira tax remittance from MDAs. That's on page 4. And on page 5 we have 15 states failed to implement 30,000 naira wage for teachers. 15 states failed to implement 30,000 naira wage for teachers. That's on page 5. And on page 3, we have RCCG, Redeemed Christian Church of God, ordains over 15,000 ministers at 70th convention. That's on page 3. And lastly, on the Nation today, we have on page 27, this one says, Ondo Assembly declares 2 seats vacant. Ondo Assembly declares 2 seats vacant. Okay, that's the much we can take in the Nation. And just before we move straight to our next paper, Mr. Victory, which of the headlines would you want to react to?
Seeing from the Nation today, the suspects that were apprehended today is actually good news. So I would really like to talk about that.
Okay.
You know, prior to now, the 15th of June was a very painful day for all the Nigerians here and those in the diaspora like I was. So getting to know this information, the government agencies working together with the governor of Ondo State to be able to apprehend the suspects and the people helping them is actually a little bit of solace to the lives we lost in June. You know, they had been working for months with the security agencies and the governor of Ondo State. So we really like to appreciate the governor of Ondo State for making sure his promises were fulfilled actually. So it was really painful to hear such news and nothing done. But we thank God today at least we're able to sleep knowing that the people who were able to do that to a church are in custody now and would face the appropriate punishment. Okay.
So given that fact, how quick do you think judgment should follow on these guys?
As the law is, immediately when you're arrested and apprehended, all the suspects and the evidence against you should be actually prosecuted, because over 50 people's lives were lost that day. Okay. So the most appropriate punishment for them should be given, you know, and as quick as possible.
Okay. All right, quickly now we'll take a look at the Daily Sun. And amongst the headlines in the Daily Sun, we have Owo Church Massacre, masterminds arrested. Owo Church Massacre, masterminds arrested. How they were nabbed according to CDS. Akeredolu confirms arrest of 5 suspects. That's on page 29 of the Daily Sun. And on page 6, we have ministers clash as Buhari suspends $418 million Paris Club refund plan. Ministers clash as Buhari suspends $418 million Paris Club refund plan. Okay, that's on page 6. And on page 28, we have Christ Embassy suspends pastor days after emerging Tinubu's youth ambassador. Okay, Christ Embassy suspends pastor days after emerging Tinubu's youth ambassador. That's on page 28. Okay, a very funny headline there. And on page 6, we have finally, Inec rejects Lawan Akpabio. Finally, Inec rejects Lawan Akpabio. Says duo ineligible to contest senatorial election. Okay, that's on page 6. And next, on page 27, we have Wike bemoans lack of effective leadership in Nigeria. Wike bemoans lack of effective leadership in Nigeria on page 27. And next headline here says on page 6, we have Nigeria will remain one. That's according to Buhari. Buhari is saying that Nigeria will remain one on page 6. And on page 4, we have again, Amotekun intercepts 168 northern travelers carrying weapons, charms in Ondo. That's on page 4. Again, Amotekun intercepts 168 northern travelers carrying weapons, charms in Ondo. That's on page 4. And lastly, on page 3, we have UN report. UN report. Kanu's lawyer writes UK seeks update on efforts to free IPOB leader. Kanu's lawyer writes UK seeks update on efforts to free IPOB leader. That's on page 3 of the Daily Sun. Okay, shortly before we move straight to our next and last paper for the day, Mr. Victory, which of the headlines interests you?
Really, it's the INEC rejection for me, you know.
Okay.
I actually did think, regardless of his, Akpabio to contest for
Yes.
senatorial position, or
Yes.
when he was going for presidentship or the presidential seat, I thought they would still let him contest, but it's a really wonderful surprise. They refuse him, you know.
So why is this so, why is it so surprising that he was
You know, Akpabio, you know the type of man he is. He always goes for what he wants, you know.
okay?
And being the minister of Niger Delta at the time, and the positions he has held in government,
Okay.
you know, and what he has done in Akpabio at the time he did,
Okay.
I just thought it would be enough to still give him that push to be able to contest, even after coming down from the
Okay.
senatorial position a couple years back, you know.
Okay.
So it's just surprising, but all is well in the government, and
Okay.
we'll all be fine. you
So
know.
given this rejection, do you see it in any way affecting his political career
Not
negatively?
not in any way that would affect him personally. You know, how the media and things move these politicians and people who are in the seat of government. They might not really take it as we see, the rejection
Okay.
and all of that. He might still be politically strong in some areas.
Okay.
There's still areas that he might be functionally in the government today. So hopefully we'll see him perform or do something good for the people this time.
All right. That's it. We'll go on a quick break now, and when we return, we'll continue from where we stopped. Do stay tuned.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
All right, you're welcome back from that short break, and taking a look now at our next and last paper for the day, which is the Vanguard. And amongst the headlines in the Vanguard, we have PDP crisis, party leadership, Wike in standoff. PDP crisis, party leadership, Wike in standoff. That's according to source on page 5 of the Vanguard. And next, here on page 8, we have 1 million compatriots died to keep Nigeria together. 1 million compatriots died to keep Nigeria together. That's on page 8, according to Buhari. And on page 7, Owo massacre. Generally Irabo, Governor Akeredolu confirmed arrest of killers. Okay, we actually talked about that in the previous papers. And on page 7 we have 2023, Inec denies backdating documents to accommodate APC's Lawan and Akpabio. Inec denies backdating documents to accommodate APC's Lawan and Akpabio. That's on page 7. And on page 8 we have Buhari halts fresh plans to deduct $418 million consultants fees from Federation's account. That's according to report on page 8. And on page 12 we have protect NBA from conspiracy to weaken it. Akpata tells lawyers protect NBA from conspiracy to weaken it. Akpata tells lawyers on page 12. And next on page 19 we have banks operate black market for loan collateral, says industry group. Banks operate black market for loan collateral, says industry group. That's on page 19. And on page 8 we have we can't afford another civil war. El Rufai tells NYSC members, says we cannot afford another civil war. El Rufai tells NYSC members. That's on page 8 of the Vanguard. And on page 13 we have North Central APC stakeholders reject Muslim ticket. That's on page 13. I'll go again. North Central APC stakeholders reject Muslim ticket. That's on page 13. And lastly, on page 7, we have subsidy. Reps summon finance minister, demand payment documents from 2013 to 2022. Subsidy. Reps summon finance minister, demand payment documents from 2013 to 2022. That's on page 7 of the Vanguard. You want more details on these headlines you just heard, do get a copy of the papers for yourself. Okay, shortly before we call it a day on the program for today, Mr. Victory, which of the headlines interest you in the Vanguard?
Okay, for the Vanguard, I think would be the North Central stakeholders protest for me.
Okay.
You know, throughout the news today, we've been hearing the leaders, Buhari himself saying we don't want a war, El Rufai trying to, you know, say Nigeria should be one, and we are seeing evidence in APC that there's no religious inclusiveness. You know, they are running a Muslim ticket that was, you know, supported and approved by Buhari himself. So this is where it gets really sketchy. If your party cannot be religiously inclusive to accommodate a Christian as a running mate, or where's the oneness in that? Where's the unity in Nigeria? You know.
So you think giving a go-ahead to the Muslim ticket actually contradicts whatever they are saying now concerning peace and unity?
It definitely does, because this is where you can see the example. They went for a peaceful protest, you know, so their voices could be heard, rather than how we've seen other Islamists, you know, be violent.
Okay.
So it doesn't bring about peace at all. It's really contradicting everything they've said. So if they should look at it critically, this is one of the things that cause problems and disunity and the trust among Nigerians, not giving everyone a chance to, you know, sit in a position of leadership. You know.
So, given this, do you think, or do you think that there is an undercover plan to Islamize the country?
I wouldn't like to think that, but the way things are going in the country for the past few months, it's really scary to have a whole party declare a Muslim ticket in a country that's not Islam. You know, it's really scary. But hopefully, the protest and the stakeholders who have been supporting him.
What do you think the Muslim ticket connotes? Don't you think it actually gives more truism to the idea that these persons in power may actually have plans to Islamize the country?
With everything going on, that's really true. I wouldn't like to deny the fact. Like, everything is on the book. Like, it's not hidden under the sun anymore. We're seeing these things play out in our churches, in the fuel, like in our daily lives, how everything is turning to one side, the Fulani people coming to the south to take over people's lands. It really isn't fair. And if something isn't done about this, it's sad to say our country is heading in that direction. You know.
Okay, Mr. Victory, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the show today. We really do appreciate you coming.
It was wonderful to be here today.
And as for you who has been watching us and staying faithful to your screen, we want to say thank you so much. We really do appreciate it, because without you, we would not be here. But unfortunately, this is where we have to draw the curtain on the program for today. Please do not forget to like, share, and follow us on all our social media platforms. You can check us out on YouTube, we're at TAF TV, on Instagram, we're at TAF TV_NG, on Facebook, we're at TAF TV, and on Twitter, we're at TAF TV. And please do not forget to visit www.tafmedia.com to get updated and, of course, current news on all areas and aspects of life. Once again, this is where we have to draw the curtain on the show today. My name is Cyril once again. Bye-bye for now, and have a blessed day.